We've spoken about the Army Special Forces of the countries of India and Pakistan. However, just having Army Special Forces doesn't quite cut it when it comes to defending their borders. And in this episode of FTD Facts, we're going to be exploring the differences between the Navy Special Forces of India and Pakistan, MARCOS, and the SSGN. Welcome back to another episode of FTD Facts. My name is Leroy Kenton, and yeah, we're doing another military comparison episode. Now, before we dive into everything, this episode of FTD Facts is brought to you by Vikings War of Clans. Vikings War of Clans is a browser game that a lot of you enjoyed playing before, so I'm really excited to feature them again. Vikings War of Clans is a game that Dave and we've played and we love it. The controls are easy to learn, the graphics are amazing, the whole gameplay experience it's pretty simple to get into. Not to mention, it has a massive social aspect where you can connect with millions of players from different countries all around the world. And with that said, there's an interesting fact about that because there's more people playing Vikings right now than the total number of Vikings that ever lived on planet Earth. And the greatest thing about this game is that it's completely free to play. So I have the link down below in the video description where you can start playing right now. And just as an added bonus, you'll get 200 extra gold coins to kickstart your adventure. For an awesome gaming experience, I highly recommend Vikings War of Clans. All right, everybody. And also, if you enjoyed these FTD Facts military episodes, be sure to leave a like on this episode. And if this is your first time here, just go ahead and tap that subscribe button as well as that bell notification so you'll be notified of future videos like this. All right, so now let's get into this episode. First up, I'm looking at the SSGN, or the Special Service Group Navy. Now, the Pakistan Navy is a four-dimensional force, and it has surface ships, aircraft, submarines, as well as a Special Service Group Navy, as well as Marines. Now, the Navy's Special Service Group, or the SSGN, is a Special Operations Commando unit, and it's responsible for coastal operations. Now, there's not a lot of information about exactly what they do or how strong this force actually is, because a lot of their operations and the work that they do is under a lot of secrecy. The Pakistani government doesn't really want us knowing too much about what they do. The SSGN's motto is Sailors of Oceans Beyond the Silence of the Sea. Next up, I want to introduce MARCOS. So this is the Indian Navy's Marine Commandos, or MARCOS for short. Marine Commandos, MARCOS. It's pretty clever, it's a cool name. These guys are the Indian Navy Elite Special Forces. The MARCOS are capable of undertaking operations in all types of terrain, but really they specialize in maritime operations. Now, they're capable of being parachuted and dropped in the middle of sea with full combat gear on. And also, MARCOS are known to be very secretive, just like the SSGN. Their motto is the few, the fearless. Now, when we look at the organizational structures of the SSGN and MARCOS, I want to start off with the SSGN. So there's roughly estimated about 100 personnel of the SSGN, and they form into one company, which is subdivided into squadrons. Now, they're based at the PNS Iqbal in Karachi, and the SSGN is commanded by a Navy commander. The SSGN is also comprised of 3 sub-commands, and those are the CO PNS Iqbal, the CO SEAL, and the CO VBSS. Now, not much is known about how MARCOS is actually structured organizationally because, yeah, they are very, very, very secretive. But we do know that MARCOS has undertaken several joint missions with special forces from around the world. Now, currently they have about 2,000 personnel, although that total amount does remain classified. Now, diving a little bit more into some detail about these forces, for the SSGN, they follow closely to the Army Special Services Group in the sense of their appearance. So they wear the US Woodland suit as well as their Marine beret. Now, the main difference with the SSGN, however, is that their officially issued berets are dark blue. And then there's a metal SSGN qualification bag that features a vertical dagger. And that dagger is over a small submarine, and that's worn on the left pocket of the uniform. Also, parachute wings are worn over the right pocket. Now, getting into the SSGN is super difficult because it's a much tighter selection process due to the physical demand as well as the commitment when you compare it to the Army Special Service Group. The dropout rate is around 80% to 90%. And now the SSGN, they have some training courses. There's an 18-week clearance diving course, and then there's also a 10-week advanced frogman course, and then also a 4-week recompression chambers course. Now, the individual's got to be able to earn a swimming badge for completing a 15-kilometer swim in 10 hours in the open sea. That's nuts. They also got to complete a combat jump from 15,000 feet as well as a 36-mile march in 12 hours. Once all these months of training is complete, these Navy personnel who are going to be volunteering to join the SSGN are then given some serious specialized training in maritime and amphibious warfare, and this is done at a specialized training school located in Karachi, Pakistan. In comparison, the MARCOS have a universal camouflage pattern and a black camouflage pattern for combat. MARCOS also have their own badge, which has the national emblem, the open wings, and the dagger. MARCOS is an extremely classified unit, so they don't even wear their MARCOS badge most of the time. Now, officially, they wear pure white naval uniforms with a peak cap or maroon beret, combat diver badge, as well as a Marine Commando sleeve patch. For the trainees that are looking to join the MARCOS, they have to undergo one of the world's toughest courses that can last between 2.5 years to 3 years, depending on the specialization. So first up, there's a pre-training procedure, which includes a 3-day physical fitness as well as an aptitude test. And yeah, about 80% of the applicants do not make it through. Then there's a 5-week long Hell's Week, which includes sleep deprivation as well as intense physical training. For those that actually make it through, that's when the real training really starts. So their real basic training starts at the INS Abhimanyu in Mumbai, India. They got to go through some para jumping training as well as diving courses. After the training is complete, the new member of MARCOS serves for about 3 to 5 years. Now, going back to the Special Services Group Navy, when we look back into the history, the SSG, the Army version, was raised in Pakistan in the year 1956. After that, the Pakistan Navy felt the need to really set up their own special force, which could then be utilized for covert offensive missions. And really, they wanted these offensive operations to go against enemy shore-based facilities as well as units at seas or harbors. As a result, the training volunteers for the Frogman and the Special Ops formed a new offensive arm of the Pakistan Navy in the year 1966. And since the 1970s, the SSGN teams are occasionally sent to the United States for some specialized training with the United States Navy SEALs. Looking back now at the history of MARCOS. So the Indian military, they wanted to really establish an amphibious warfare and maritime special operations force. After the Indo-Pakistani War in the year 1971, the Indian Navy needed to call on members of the Army for various amphibious roles. Now, in April of 1986, the Indian Navy started planning for a maritime special force which could conduct amphibious reconnaissance, raids, and other type of missions on their own. So the MARCOS were raised as the Indian Maritime Special Forces, the IMSF, in the year 1985, and then 2 years later they were renamed the Marine Commando Force, and now we know them as MARCOS. So the force was initially trained by other special forces of India, and some officers were also trained with the United States Navy SEALs as well as the British Special Air Service. So that was your side-by-side comparison about the differences between the SSGN and MARCOS. They're pretty fascinating forces, and let me tell you, it's no cakewalk trying to become a part of them. Like, seriously, my hat goes off to anyone that has made it to any one of these forces. Okay guys, so be sure to leave your thoughts and comments about anything that I shared in this episode or any future suggestions for new videos that you want to see, more differences videos, maybe some military videos. I want to hear all your suggestions down below. Don't forget to follow me on social media. Those links are below in the video description. And yeah, hop over to my new channel, FTD Speaks. On that channel, I'll be sharing my experiences about spirituality, religion, culture, relationships, entrepreneurship, mindset. It's going to be great videos with great conversations, a lot different from the videos that we do here on FTD Facts. So I look forward to seeing you all over there. Again, the link to my new channel, FTD Speaks, is down below. Subscribe and stay tuned for new episodes. All right, I'm done talking. I'm heading out of here. See you guys next time. For all of you that really like this episode, here's a playlist of more differences videos where we compare different military forces, as well as countries and so many other topics. Thank you so much for watching FTD Facts, and be sure to tune in every single day for more educational episodes.